everybody, welcome to Beginner Yoga. My name is Joanne. Thanks for joining me today to practice. I'm going to have us start today on a roll. So grab yourself a towel or a blanket. Grab my blanket here. And you want to make a roll that is going to be comfortable to lie back over. So you don't want it, if you're real tight in your shoulders, you don't want it too thick. So you can adjust the height of the roll and try to make it as round as possible. So I'm going to do maybe like halfway on mine. Make this roll. And then for placement, you want to have the roll underneath your shoulder blade, right at, if you pull your chicken wing back, the bottom of it, you want the roll just below that, the top of the roll just below that. So it's going to open the chest and shoulders. But it should be low enough that it's not uncomfortable. So I'm going to come down and show you guys. So lying over the roll, just to give the chest a little opening and the shoulders a little opening. If this is at all uncomfortable in the lower back, you can always bend the knees or keep them extended. So as you lie back on the roll, you want to make sure your head is relaxed. If it's too thick, go ahead and make it smaller. You might not need a very big roll at all. Just a little bit is a nice opening for the chest and the shoulders, kind of combating that looking down on a computer screen or at our phone all the time, just to let the chest open and the shoulders release back in a passive, easy way. So we're going to start here, and we're going to bring our awareness to our breath. And this position will also help for us to follow the breath in that three-part wave that I always talk about, that we use in yoga. And let the arms just rest by the side, palms facing up. And then we're going to begin to focus on the breath. So we're going to breathe into the belly to begin. So bringing the breath to the lower belly. Bringing it up through the rib cage so the breath moves out to the sides. And finally over the roll into the chest and clavicles. So the breath will spill up over the roll. Full deep breath. And exhale as you reverse the wave down over your roll. So as you begin to open the breath in the body here, lying on the back, close your eyes. And just take a couple minutes. You can set an intention or dedication for your practice if you'd like. Repeating it to yourself 3 times. And really begin to expand the breath over the roll. If it becomes uncomfortable, if you get any tingling or anything like that, reduce the roll size a little bit or maybe remove it. You don't want to be uncomfortable. And I don't know if you guys can hear it, but my cat is drinking water next to me. It's so funny. I can hear her lapping the water. We've got some nice sound effects in the background here. See if you can soften with each out breath, just letting go, tension anywhere in the body. We'll take a couple more breaths over the roll. And then nice and slowly, move very mindfully. Bend the knees if they're not already bent. Place the feet on the floor. I'm going to roll to my right so I can push my roll to the side. Get rid of that. And then we're going to come down to our back again. So now just lying on the back in a nice neutral position. Again, the knees can be bent or long. Just take a breath here, see if that feels any different in your body. Hopefully a little more spacious in the lungs, in the chest. And then we're going to bend our knees. If they're not already, place the feet on the floor near your glutes, about hip distance apart. We're going to take our palms toward the floor and walk them toward your heels. So you want the shoulders moving away from the ears, and make sure that the head is neutral. Back of the head is on the mat, gaze is straight up. So if the neck is crunched like this, if you're real tight, and it might be, take a blanket or a towel and place it under your head so you can have a nice long neck. So hopefully everybody's there. Palms down, feet down. Nice even pressure in the hands and the feet. Not too much, not too light. A little activation. And we're just going to begin to tilt the pelvis. So before we come up off the mat, I'm just going to press my low back down and draw my tailbone toward my heels without lifting my back at all. And then I'm going to relax that. So just press the spine down, draw the tailbone toward the heels, activating the core muscles a little bit. You should feel that in your abdomen. And then release. So it's not much movement, just a little bit. Press down once more. Keep breathing and release. Good, and then we'll come up a little bit more. So palms down, make sure the neck is neutral. We're going to inhale. As we press the lower back down, then we're going to lift the hips nice and slow. Coming into like a little reverse plank here. And then exhale, come down, nice and controlled, one vertebra at a time. So just beginning to warm up the spine and the lower back. Again, inhale, press down first and then peel up. So we're not coming all the way up for bridge just yet, just a little bit of an incline, and release. Do that one more time, press down, peel up. Nice and slow, and then come down again. You have to use your core strength to lift and lower, so you're hopefully engaging those muscles a little bit as you move in a slow and mindful way. And then we're going to come up a little bit higher. So we're going to press down, peel up, and then really lift the hip points toward the sky. Keep your knees parallel, so knees should not be splaying out, nice and even. Back of the head is still on the floor. Inflate your belly, exhale, lower. Slowly down. We're going to do that twice more. So make sure you've got good form, nice even feet, even legs. Peeling up. Maybe come up a little higher with the hips. Inflate your belly at the top. Exhale, come down slowly. Release. Releasing. And one more time. Inhale, peel up. Inflate your belly. Exhale. Come down. Awesome. Relax. Take your arms out to a T. And windshield wiper your knees a little bit side to side. Take your knees to center. Send the left leg out and bring the right knee into your chest. Clasp around your shin. Squeeze the knee in as best you can. Tighten the leg toward the chest. Keep the left leg active on the mat. Breathe into your belly. This is great if you have stagnant digestion. It's nice to start on your right side where the ascending colon is. If you have any digestive issues. Take another breath in. While we're here, let's rotate the ankles. So make big circles with your toe. Getting a little mobility in the ankle joint. Keep breathing into your belly. Feeling your abdomen and thigh pressing into each other as we breathe so we can stimulate our internal organs as well as stretch out our lower back. Reverse your toe circles. Make them as big as you can. Nice full range of motion. Keep breathing into your belly. And squeeze that knee in. And then we're going to take a nice, easy recline twist. So from here with the knee in, we're going to pull the leg across our body toward the left. Option here is to bring the right arm out, palm down, and gaze to your extended arm, if that's comfortable for your neck. Think about softening your right shoulder toward the floor as you're stretching the leg in the opposite direction. Take a couple breaths into your belly here. Also massaging those internal organs with our breath. Keep softening with each out breath. One more breath. Good. Slowly come back to center. We're going to squeeze the knee in and then release the leg out as you draw the left knee into your chest. Clasp around your shin. I'm going to switch the clasp with my hands. Squeeze the knee in. Make sure everything's neutral. Activate your right leg on the floor. And let's make some circles with the big toe as we're squeezing the knee into the chest and breathing into your belly. Make those circles as big as you can. We'll reverse. Keep breathing. So the ascending colon comes up on the right, and then you've got the transverse colon across the top of the abdomen, and then the descending colon on your left. So nice to keep that in mind as you're doing these twists and knee to chest pose. And then we're going to twist, so take that leg across the body. Left arm can reach out, palm down, gaze that direction if you're comfortable. Take a few breaths here into your belly. Keep thinking about relaxing that shoulder blade. Slowly take it back to center. Squeeze the knee in again. And release the leg out. Draw both knees into your chest. Squeeze them in. And we're just going to make some circles on our back. So massaging our sacrum and our low back. Keep breathing into your belly. Reverse. Good. Now we're going to take the hands behind the thighs and we're going to roll on our back. So if this in any way is uncomfortable, please don't do it. It might not be appropriate for you, so I want you obviously at home have to be your own boss here, so be mindful of how this feels for you. If it doesn't feel good, then don't do it. So I'm going to squeeze my knees and bring my feet up a little bit to give myself a little bit of momentum, and then I'm going to rock. I'm going to round my spine. So my chin is a little bit toward my chest. I'm just rocking forward and back. And then again, don't do it if it hurts. Be mindful of your neck. We're going to roll up to a seat. I'm going to face you guys. So coming into a nice tall seated posture. If you need your blanket to sit up tall, please find that and use that. If you have tight hips or you can't sit up tall on your spine naturally, then use a prop. So lengthening through the spine, soften the shoulders. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up, gather a little energy. Exhale, past your fingertips, extend your arms all the way down. Act as if you're moving through water a little bit, so we're going to inhale with a little resistance in the arms. Breathe in. And breathe out. Soften the shoulders. One more breath like that. Inhale, reach. Exhale, release. We're going to bring our hands by our sides and shrug our shoulders. Squeeze the shoulders up by the ears and down the back. Again, squeeze up, create a little tension, and back. One more time up, and back. Settle the shoulders down. Inhale, reach up. This time we're going to exhale forward. So we're going to lengthen our spine as long as we can. Reach, reach, reach. Let the hands rest on the floor. Keep the glutes down and fold here. So just bow forward. You can bring the forehead to the floor or a block or something in front of you if you like. Deep breath in and out. Now, if your legs are crossed, whichever leg is in front, we're going to walk our hands to that side. So you're going to feel this in the hip, in the right hip, or the opposite hip. And maybe in the ribs here, I want you to feel a nice stretch through the side body as well. Soften your shoulders. One more breath. Slowly walk your hands back to center and then all the way back up to a seat. Sitting up tall, switch the cross of your legs. Breathe in as you reach the arms up. And exhale, bow forward, lengthening, and then let the hands fall. Walk out. Take a breath. Relax the forehead. Hips are still grounded. Walk your hands toward the other front foot. Relax. And breathe. Slowly transition back to center. Walk your hands back. Sitting up tall. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, float the hands behind your back. We're going to clasp the hands behind you and open the chest. Draw the hands up and back. So keep the spine tall here. Don't overarch in the low back. Keep the spine nice and tall, shoulders above your hips. Just lift the hands away. Feel this in the shoulder. As comfortable, make it comfortable. Don't, obviously, if you have pain, don't do it. But just lift the arms away to get a deeper stretch in the front of your shoulders here. One more breath. And release the hands. Lower them by the side. Shrug your shoulders here, up and down the back. Awesome. We're going to come into tabletop next, so come onto the hands and the knees. Brighten your fingers on the mat. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. If you have any wrist problems or carpal tunnel, you can make fists to take a little stress off the wrist. Otherwise, this is a nice stretch for the wrists, but don't do it if it hurts. So here we are on tabletop. We're going to take some cat-cow poses. So activate the feet on the floor. So don't just let them be there, but press them into the mat a little bit. So you're actively drawing the navel toward the spine. Make sure the insides of your elbows rotate toward the front part of your mat and micro-bend the elbow joint. Keep the neck long. From here, we're going to drop our belly, send our tail and crown to opposite corners of the room. Imagine pulling your chest through your shoulders here as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, you're going to turn the tailbone down and drop the head between the arms and press up like a cat. Inhale as you open, bring the chest through the shoulders. And exhale as you fold. So allow your breath to move the body. Rather than just moving, let your breath kind of be your guide. Inhale again. And exhale. Let's take one more round. Kitty distractions. Kitties are so cute. Exhale. Come back to your tabletop position. So from here, I'm going to take my knees back about an inch behind my hip points, inch or two. And then I'm going to bend at the elbows and come down to the floor. So we're going to keep the elbows close to the body. So this is going to feel weird. If you're new to the practice, this is a difficult one, so don't worry about it if you don't get it. But you're going to bend the elbows close to you and plant your chest right between your hands. So you have to use your core to kind of bring your body down. So my hips are high, my elbows are close. My chin is down, my feet are down. So I'm going to let the legs stretch out behind me, tops of the feet press down, hands stay right next to your chest, and then I'm going to show you an alternate way to come into that awkward S pose from here. So from being flat on the belly, hands next to the chest, chin down, I'm going to tuck my toes, and I'm just going to inch my knees up like an inchworm. So that's the same position in a different way to come into it in a different way. It's a nice stretch for the back. So if it's difficult to come down the first way, you can try it that way. Tops of the feet will press to the floor. We're going to tilt the tailbone gently toward the heels and inhale for low cobra. Lifting the shoulders back, gaze is long. Look past your mat. And breathe into your belly. You can try lifting the hands, keep the feet glued to the floor. Yes. Hi, kitty. And bring the hands down. From here, let's push back into child's pose. Arms extend, forehead down. And then we're going to inhale, tabletop. Kitty's going to do some yoga with us. So from our tabletop with the knees back a little bit, we're going to come down again, awkward S pose. Hi, kitty, I'm going to come right down. And then slide into cobra. Let's lift the hands for a breath. Release down. Push back child's pose. Warming up the spine. Inhale, tabletop. Exhale, knees, chest, and chin. Slide into your cobra. And we'll push back child's pose, last time. Inhale, come into tabletop. Knees are still behind my hip points a little bit. I'm going to tuck my toes. We're going to make our way to downward dog. Take your time coming up. Peel the hips up. And then we'll pedal the feet, one leg at a time. Walk out your dog. Just warming up the backs of your legs. Head is soft, face is relaxed. Our head is heavy. What about soft? Okay. And then coming into downward dog, we're going to slowly transition to standing forward bend. So walk yourself all the way to the front of your mat. Take your time. When you get there, measure 2 fists between your feet. Bend your knees as much as you need so you can come into home base for the hands and feet across the front of the mat. Hands should be down on the mat. So again, bend your knees as much as you need. And then you're going to tuck your forehead towards your shins. So you might be here, and that's fine. You might be here. Wherever you are is good. Honor that. And then we're going to grab opposite elbows. So you're going to hang like a pendulum, and I want you to pay attention to the feet. So feeling weight across the bottoms of both feet, nice and even, and just gently sway side to side. Keeping the feet active, toes engaged, but soft. Don't grip too much. See if you can relax the feet as you sway side to side. Nice deep breath in and out. Fill the lungs and empty the lungs. Good. Release the elbows and hang here. Maybe shake out a little bit. Find even weight on both feet. We're going to tuck our tailbone and roll up to stand. So let the upper body be passive as you unfurl yourself all the way up to standing. Take your time. Open your chest. Coming into mountain pose at the top of the mat. Shoulders are above hips, which are above your heels. So we're going to do a nice easy flow. So micro bend your knee joints. Inhale, reach the arms up, stretch up tall, breathe in. Exhale, swan dive, forward bend. Come all the way down, bend your knees as much as you need. Inhale, come into a flat back. Hands on the thighs is a nice place to start. Open your chest parallel to the mat. Exhale, bow. First round, we're going to roll up back to stand. Cat fur. Open your chest, mountain pose. Thanks, kitty. Inhale, sweep up. And exhale, bow. Inhale, flat back, open your chest. And exhale, melt down, forward bend. So we're going to plant the hands where they are next to the feet. Again, knees are bent as much as you need. And you're going to step both feet back. Come into downward dog. So send your hips high, heels toward the floor. Arms are shoulder width apart, palms nice and flat. And then from here, we're going to come into plank pose. So just bring your shoulders above your wrists. You shouldn't have to move around much. My shoulders and my hips should be almost in the same plane. We're going to drop the knees right where they are and bring the chest down between the hands again into awkward S pose. Slide the legs out. Inhale for low cobra. Lengthen your spine. No pain in the low back. If you do, come down lower or tilt your tailbone towards your heels to create space in the back body. Bring your chin down. Push up to tabletop and then tuck your toes. Come to downward dog. Good. Float into plank pose here again. Align shoulders above your wrists. So engage your core here, spike energy through the heels. Drop your knees. Activate your core as you lower down. Plant your chest between your hands. Slide into a cobra, tops of the feet down, open your chest. Breathe into your belly. Bring your chin down. Push into tabletop. And then tuck your toes, press up, downward dog. Awesome. Last time, inhale, plank pose. Drop your knees. Plant your chest between your hands, chin down. Inhale brings you into cobra. Nice and long with the spine. Bring your chin down. Push up through tabletop, and then downward dog. From downward dog, we're going to bend our knees. I'm going to gaze past my hands, and I'm going to try to use my core to bring my right foot all the way up. So bending your knees, gaze past your hands, and then see if you can pull the foot through. If you can't, no big deal. You just reach back and pull it forward. So from here, we're going to drop the back knee and uncurl the back toes. Sorry guys, my cat got a bunch of fur in my nose. Okay, from here, we're in alignment with the knee above the heel here, and the back knee, notice, is behind my hip, so I'm getting a stretch in my back hip flexor. So from here, we're going to scissor the legs a little bit. Option is to come up. If you're not comfortable with that, you can keep the hands down. From here, I'm going to bring my legs together as if I'm scissoring them, and then I'm going to reach my arms up. Crescent lunge. So there's a little bit of balance here. I want you to think about activating the feet and lifting up through the midline. Lift through the heart. Breathe in. Exhale, take your hands past your heart, thumbs to sternum. I'm going to turn myself toward my front leg, opening up the arms in a nice, easy twist. So stay nice and tall in your twist. Try not to lean forward here too much. Open the chest. Good. Come back. Bring your hands to your heart and lower them next to your foot. Tuck your back toes under and lift the knee. We're going to take our hips up and come back to downward dog. Pedal the feet. And we're going to float into a plank position. Good. We're going to drop knees, chest, and chin in our little flow. Inhale for cobra. Good. Exhale, return the chin. Push up, tabletop, tuck the toes, and come to downward dog. From downward dog, again, we're going to bend our knees and gaze past your hands. This time, I'm going to try to bring my left foot through. Step it up and check your alignment. We'll drop the back knee and uncurl the toes. If this hurts your knees, you can always use a blanket as well or fold up the edge of your mat. Check your alignment and then find that scissor action with the legs. Option to come up and sweep the arms up. So I don't want you to feel like overarching in your low back. See if you can neutralize your pelvis a little bit by scissoring the legs to the midline and lifting through the chest. Exhale your hands to heart center. You're going to turn toward your front knee and a little bit of a twist. Open the arms out. Find a breath. Good. Slowly come back to center, hands to heart. And replace the hands next to the foot. Tuck your back toes, lifting the knee. Take your hips up. Step back, downward dog. Go ahead and pedal the feet. And we're going to slowly walk ourselves back up to the front of the mat, standing forward fold. Soften your knees, hands down, forehead tucks. Good. Release the arms, roll up slowly. Tuck your chin to your chest. Open the chest. Coming back to your mountain pose. Lift and fan the toes. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bow down, forward fold. Inhale, come into that flat back pose. Open your chest. And exhale, melt, forward bend. Step both feet back again, starting in a plank pose. And then send your hips up to downward dog. We're going to take our right leg. If you're okay with this, take your right leg into the sky, stretch it up, bend the knee, heel to glute. If this is too much for you, you can skip this part. And then we're going to just bend the knee and squeeze it up. And we're going to try to squeeze the nose and knee together. So we're rounding our upper back and we're hovering just a little bit. Send the leg out. Stretch it out. Good. Inhale, squeeze up again to the midline. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then bring the knee between your hands on the floor. Send the back foot straight behind you for pigeon pose. So for pigeon, your right knee is near your right wrist. Your back leg is straight. Top of the foot is straight. Don't sickle your ankle. Keep it nice and straight. Open your chest here. You also want to make sure your hip bones are equidistant to the floor so you're not sitting like this on your hip. You want to open nice and tall here. Let's breathe into the lungs. Nice deep breath here. Good, and then we're going to exhale and walk our hands down. Now if this bothers your knee, don't do it. There's an alternate for this called figure 4 on the back. Hopefully maybe you guys know that. If not, I can do a quick demo. But if you're comfortable here, we're going to come down for pigeon. And you can rest on the forehead or all the way down. Just make sure you're not torquing your lower back. So you can kind of rock a little bit around, feeling a nice sweet spot for this hip. Again, if this is bad on your knee, I want you to come to your back. Make a figure 4 with your legs. Reach the, whatever leg is on top, that same arm is going to come through the hole and connect behind the other thigh. This will give you the same stretch, but it shouldn't hurt your knee. You can flex your feet. This should be better on the knee. If the pigeon gives you any trouble, that's the alternate. So otherwise, we're in pigeon. Softening the shoulder and the brow. Nice deep breaths into your hip. One more breath. And then slowly, as you inhale, walk your hands back to frame that knee. We're going to come up here before we come out. We're going to puff our chest out. Come onto your fingertips. Give yourself lots of space. Take a deep breath into the front of your lungs. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and transition to downward dog. Take your time, pedal your feet maybe. If you need a break anytime in the practice, you can always come into child's pose. Good, and then we'll do one more optional flow here, so you can skip this if you don't want to do it, but I'm going to come into plank. Drop knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, cobra. Good. Coming back, bring your chin down. I'm going to skip that. Come into tabletop, and then downward dog. From here, we'll take our left leg high in the sky, three-legged dog. See if you can keep your shoulders even here, and that right leg still presses back. Bend the knee, bend the top knee. Inhale, squeeze nose and knee together. Again, round your back a little bit. Hover. And send the leg out. Good, inhale, squeeze up. Hover, hover, hover. This time we're going to pull the leg through. Left knee toward left wrist. Foot comes out to the side, top of the back foot straight. Hips are equidistant. Open your chest here, take a breath. And slowly make your way down for pigeon. Resting anywhere that's comfortable. We're going to soften the brow, the shoulders, the jaw, engaging the back foot a little bit, breathing into that left hip. Make sure you're not sitting on your left hip. going to slowly inhale as we walk our hands back, framing the knee. I want you to come onto your fingertips and open your chest here. Breathe into the tops of your lungs. Plant your hands, tuck your back toes, and make your way to a downward dog. Let's pedal the feet a little bit. Good. So from here, we're going to drop the knees, coming to tabletop, and then a brief child's pose. Push back over your hips. From here, we're going to stretch our hips a little bit more. Walk both hands to one side and relax the forehead. Feeling this through the ribs. Deep breath in and out. Coming through center. Walk to the other side. Nice deep breath. Coming back to center. Slowly walk your hands back. We're going to come to sitting on the heels if this is comfortable. If not, don't worry about it. We'll come off the heels now. So I'm going to take both of my feet to one side and sit down. And then you're going to take your top leg and cross it over your bottom leg. So I want you to see if you can ground both sitting bones. And if you can't, take your bottom leg straight. And that should allow you to sit. You can still use a blanket here under your sitting bones if you need a little lift. So whichever leg is on top, you're going to take that same arm behind the back, right next to your sacrum. So we're going to do seated spinal twist. And you're going to inhale the opposite arm up. Ground your shoulder, so don't strain your shoulder. Breathe in as you grow tall. As you exhale, just turn towards your back arm. So turning from your navel, you're going to wrap the arm around the leg. If you're more comfortable or if you can access elbow outside of knee, that's also optional, but not necessary. So with your twist, you want to think length before twist. So lifting up tall, breathe in. Exhale. Nice, easy twist. Gazing back over your shoulder if that's comfortable. Breathing deeply into our bellies in our twists is also a great way to massage our internal organs. Move the oxygen and blood around inside the body. Not just our muscles, but all those organs. Good. Slowly release your arm, wherever it is, and walk your hands to the other side. Nice counter stretch. Coming back to center. You're going to take this top leg inside of your thigh. Make sure you're grounded on both sitting bones. So inside the thigh here, front leg still extended out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, fold towards your extended leg. Make sure the toes are up. And then you don't have to reach the foot. Anywhere you land on the leg is fine. We're going to drop the shoulders away from the ears and just allow the forehead to round toward the knee. You may not get close, doesn't matter where you are. You want to feel this in the front hamstring. Breathe into your belly. Soften and release. We're going to slowly transition as we walk our hands back. I want you to take your hand behind your folded leg. That arm's going to reach behind you, under your shoulder. We're going to send our opposite arm out. Inhale, breathe in. And then we're going to come up. So we're going to sweep across. You're going to come plant your extended leg and come up onto your bottom knee and calf and shin. and reach up and over in a nice side stretch. Keeping the neck in line with the spine, so don't drop the head. Keep the neck long. Slowly and mindfully come back down, extending the arm, release the leg. Good. So we're going to take both knees in to the opposite side. So we're going to do that same series, other side. Top leg comes up on across the bottom. And again, check your sitting bones, extending that bottom leg if you need for your twist. And then take the, I'm doing the wrong side. Sorry guys. Make sure you're doing the other side. Crossing the leg on top, extending the bottom leg. So hand of the top leg comes behind you and right next to your back and sacrum. So that's giving you a little bit of lift in the chest, right? The hand down. You can use a block if you need or anything you need. Inhale the opposite arm up. Deep breath in, soften that shoulder. As you're ready, exhale from your navel, twisting from your navel, looking over your back shoulder. Find the arm position that works on this side. Maybe you hug the leg or bind the elbow outside of the leg. Whatever works for you. And then we'll find our breath in our belly. Good, one more breath. Good, unwind yourself. Walk your hands to the other side. Nice little stretch here. Come back to center. You're going to take the bent leg inside of your thigh. Opposite leg is still extended. Inhale, bring both arms up. Big breath in, exhale, bow. No need to reach the leg. Anywhere you land is fine. Soften the forehead toward the knee. And breathe into your belly. This bottom foot, this extended foot is flexed, so we're really working on the hamstring here. Completely letting go. Slowly walk your hands back. Taking your backhand. Which way am I going? Yeah, your backhand behind, with the bent leg behind you. Take the opposite arm out, stretch out. I'm feeling left and right challenge today, guys. Open up. And then we're going to exhale again. Plant the bottom foot and lift up on the bottom shin and reach up and over. Nice full side stretch. Keeping the neck in line with the spine. One more breath. And slowly return with an extended arm all the way back down. Good. Stretching your legs out. I'm going to turn to face the long edge of the mat. Lifting the flesh, I'm going to bend my knees and place my feet on the floor. So we're going to do a little boat challenge today. If you're up for it. If you're not, no worries. Just do the best you can. We're going to lift our chest. So I want you to imagine a string is lifting your sternum toward the sky. So we're nice and long. Come onto your sitting bones. Walk your feet back a little bit so you want to feel a little bit of balance here. So I'm holding the backs of my thighs and I'm opening my chest and I'm pulling my shoulders back. I'm engaging my core, which is not just my abs, but it's also a lot of back muscles working here as well. So the whole core body. So we're lifting. And then from here, Kitty's going to get in on the boat action. Uh-oh. We're going to lift our legs parallel to the floor. You can still hold the thighs. If you want to challenge yourself, you might release the hands toward the feet. If If you want a further challenge, you might straighten the legs. Wherever you are is great. If you collapse, you've gone too far. So you want to maintain this length in the core. And breathe. You might be shaking a little bit. That's totally normal. Breathe. You can row your boat if you want more of a challenge. Good. Hold on to the thighs. Release the feet to the floor. And come back up. Sit up tall. Take a breath. All right, we're going to do that one more time, and as we come down next, we're going to try to open ourselves to the floor. So again, just play with this. If it's too much, don't do it. If you have any injuries or anything you're worried about, you can skip it. So from here, I'm going to come back to my boat, hold the thighs, start one step at a time. I'm going to reach toward my feet, and my head and my feet are relatively in the same plane. I'm going to see if I can lower them together. Nice and slowly as I come down to the floor. And release. Once you get to your back, soften everything, take a deep belly breath, and let go. Awesome. We're going to flip over onto our belly. Stretch our belly the other way. So tops of the feet come into the floor, hands next to the chest. Inhale, come into low cobra. And this time I'm going to bring my elbows under my shoulders for Sphinx pose. So make sure your elbows are right under your shoulders. Don't let them splay out. Underneath the shoulders, hands are parallel. My belly's down, my feet are down, my lower back is tilted, my tailbone's tilted toward my heels to protect my lower back. And I'm going to pull the mat toward me and open my chest. Neck is long, an extension of my spine. And breathe. Should feel nice on the belly after that boat pose. Good. And then slowly slide the elbows down. Make a pillow with your hands and turn your head to one side. Let your big toes touch and your heels fall out. Take a deep breath into your belly. Nice. Bring your hands under your chest again, chin down. We're going to extend our arms out. So nice and long with the arms and the legs. Arms about a shoulder width apart, maybe a little wider. And then we're going to lift opposite arm and leg, so little extensions for the back. We're going to inhale, bring the right arm and the left leg up, keeping the head and the arm sort of in the same plane here. Lift and lower. Inhale, left arm, right leg. Exhale down. Again, right arm, left leg, lift as you inhale. Exhale, lower. Left arm, right leg. And release. We're going to bring all four limbs off the mat if you can. Take your time, no rush. Take a breath here before you begin. Inhale, bring all four limbs off the floor and fly. Breathe into your belly. One more breath, extending. And exhale, lower. Make a pillow with the hands and turn your head the opposite direction. Big toes touch, heels fall away. Good. Slowly transition all the way to your back again. Rolling over. Good. And then we're going to draw the knees into the chest. We're going to reach down for the foot or the ankle. You can hold the thigh. We're going to send our feet to the sky as if we were standing on the ceiling and pull our legs wide apart. So the tops of the thighs are coming toward the floor as the feet are pressing toward the sky. And then create that resistance. So you've got the legs coming down and the feet pushing up. So we're getting into the hip a little bit more here. And gently rock around a little bit side to side. Happy baby. Your neck and shoulders should be on the floor. You want your tailbone on the floor as well. Slowly bring your feet together. Soles of the feet touch as you lower the knees out and wide. You can bring fists under your hips if you need support. Notice the connection of all the toes and the soles of your feet. Feel that energy there. Breathe. Exhale as you soften in the groin and let go of any tension. You might even rest the hands on the thighs for a little deeper stretch if that's okay for you. And then we're going to slowly plant the feet, lift the knees. You can stay here if you have any tension in the back body, or you can extend your legs all the way out for our final resting position, Savasana. So allow the palms to face the sky, tuck the shoulders under the heart. Make sure the neck is neutral on the spine, feet flop out to the sides unless the knees are bent, and on the floor, which is fine. Closing your eyes, parting your lips to relax through your jaw. Allowing the breath to move through the body just like a wave. Not forcing or anything at all, just let it relax. And scanning your body for any areas that you might be holding tension. Surround those areas with your breath. And just let them go as you exhale and release. Relax your entire body completely. And if you are able to stay in this pose a little bit longer, I encourage you to do that. And if you've only had an hour for practice, I think we're a little over, so I'm going to ring the bell, but stay longer if you can. Slowly and gently, just begin to wiggle fingers and toes and rock your head side to side. Bending your knees if they're not already, we'll place the feet on the floor and make your way to the right side of your body to a fetal pose. Noticing any changes in body and mind and recalling any intention or dedication that you might have set for your practice. And slowly use your left hand to push yourself back to a seat, coming back into easy pose. We'll inhale and sweep the arms up together, gather some energy. Seal the hands at the top and bring them down to your heart. Bow to yourself with gratitude for practicing today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.